friends, it's Deanna here, and today we're today we're sewing the Nightfall Cape, and I am excited about this one. I love the look of it. I've been so, I don't know, intimidated by it. I don't know why, but I've had it pinned and waiting to sew for a while because it's so cool. But then I'm always like, oh my goodness, that looks so hard. I don't know why. And then I actually read the directions and looked at it and I'm like, that's actually pretty easy. And it is super cute. And the really good thing is you can either make it with knit fabric or you can make it with cotton woven. So stretch, non-stretch, basically any kind of fabric you want. If you want to make it, if you want to line it with felt, felt would probably be itchy. If you want to line it with soft, what is that called? Minky or something like that, it would work. So it really is awesome. It works itself to, if you want to do a really light coat, even if you wanted to do it more like a all-weather cape, so you can use some of that all-weather fabric. It just works itself to be in just all kinds of different things. So today I'm actually sewing with this Hazy, which is beautiful and super soft. And the liner I'm just going to do with double brush poly because it's soft and I love the way it feels on my skin. And it will keep me warm, but it's not super hot because it doesn't really get that cold here. I am so excited because I've been wanting to make this one for a while. But before we get started, let me go ahead and remind you of our fun fan giveaway of $50 Ellie and Matt gift certificate. And all you have to do is make sure you subscribe. So if you haven't, pause the video right now and subscribe to our channel. And then comment below and let us know whatever you want to let us know. Let us know which your favorite pattern is, what kind of fabric is your favorite fabric. Have you been watching our fabric videos, telling you about all the different fabrics with Sonia? So all that stuff, just let us know whatever you want to let us know, and then you will be entered for a giveaway. Alright, so we're going to get started. I am going to do all these steps to my outer cape, but you will do the same things to your liner, and I already did it for sake of time. So we're gonna start. I've got my back, which is on the fold, cut on the fold, and like I said, I already cut, I don't know if I said it or not, I already cut all my pattern pieces. This is the Nightfall pattern from Ellie and Mac. It is a PDF pattern, so all you do is you get it online, you go line onto a website, our links are below, you find the pattern, and you order it, comes right to your email, and you can print it for home or you can send it off to be printed. There's different companies that will print it off to you in one of those big papers, you know, already all ready to cut out, so you can do AO file as well. But anyway, here we go. So this is my back of my cape, and I am placing it on my mat face up. This is where my neck is. As you can tell, it's smaller because it's the neck area, and this is my bottom. I'm going to grab one of my sides, the size that corresponds. Now, I know it's kind of frightening and you're like, oh, how am I going to know which one corresponds? Okay, first of all, you're going to put them face right sides together. So you're going to touch the two right sides of the fabric together. But second of all, if you put the wrong one on there, like this is the wrong one, it's not going to match up. You see, if I'm putting right sides together, it's going to be too short because that's the front area. So that's how you can tell which one is the right one. So don't get too scared. I don't know which one the right one is. Well, once you put it on there, if it doesn't match up perfectly, look at this. If it doesn't match up, that means it's not the right one. So you try the other one. Right sides together, and we're going to pin. This being that is a woven or knit pattern, you could either sew with your sewing machine if you're doing woven, or sewing machine works fine with knit as well. You'll just have to use a stretch stitch. So there it is. So we're going to sew that side, but I'm going to go ahead and pin my other side as well. We're doing the same thing, just sewing the other side on the other side as well. So we're sewing both of those on. So I'm just going to go ahead and put both of those on at the same time. That way I can just go ahead and sew both sides. Again, this is the other side. This is my neck. I'm matching that up all the way down to the edge, and we're just sewing those raw edges together. So far so good. Pin that up, and then we're gonna sew the raw edges all the way down. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and sew those raw edges all the way down. If you're using a stretch stitch on your sewing machine, you can just try to figure out which one gives you the best stretch. You don't need a whole lot of stretch because it just lays over your shoulders. So really that's up to you. But I'm gonna go ahead and sew this up, and then we'll move on to the next step. All right, so my two sides are sewn together, as you can see right there and right there. If you want to go ahead and give it a good steam to take any of those wrinkles off, you can go ahead and do that. Usually I steam from the inside, and I make sure, one of the things that helps get those wrinkles off is to make sure you steam the seam the right way. If you steam the seam facing one way, make it all face the same way, okay? Don't, like, sometimes they try to wiggle and one be facing this way and one be facing that way. Make it all face the right way, and that helps with the wrinkles. My iron turned off, so it's taking a little while to heat up and do what it's supposed to do, but there it is. Okay, so make sure it always helps get rid of all those little wrinkles. And I did not match my lines, but that's okay. I am not very good at stripe matching. I think I just sew so fast, and I'm like, Alright, so that is ready. And like I said, I did this same step with my liner already. So you're doing that same step with your liner. I'm going to put that aside, and we're going to move on to our hood. So I've grabbed one side of my hood. I'm going to put it face up on my board, looking at me, the right side of the fabric. And then I'm going to put the other one right on top of it, right sides touching. Again, I'm doing this to my outer, but you're going to also do it with your liner. So you're going to do it to both. I already did it with my liner. Yep. And I'm going to sew around the crown of the head, not the front or the neck, just the crown. So I'm going to sew that crown all the way around together. Right sides together all the way around. And I'm going to go ahead and do that. Quick and painless. Okay, so now there's my hood. Ooh, make sure you take all those pins off. Okay, so here's my hood, my outer hood. If you want to go ahead and steam that, go ahead and steam it. There's another pin. Make sure you remove all the pins, because then they'll get trapped in there later on our later steps, and that's not gonna be good. Alright, so I'm going to grab my cape again. Okay, I'm going to get my shoulders. I'm going to meet my shoulders, and I'm going to go out to the side, to the back, I'm sorry. And that's going to be my back point. And why do I want that? Because that's where I'm going to put my hood at. And what I did is I just notched it, which means I just clipped a tiny bit. I'm just getting rid of my, my leftover strands. Because I want to, but if you don't want to mark it, you can just put a pin on there. Because I want to find where my middle is, because that's where I'm going to put the middle of my hood. So that middle line of my hood, where I sewed my hood just up, see the middle of my hood? I'm going to put it right sides together on top of where I marked that half point. And then I'm going to go all the way out to one side and put my hood on, right sides together. And you can pin a couple of pins. It's going to help you keep them even. And then I'm going to go to the other side and put the other side of my hood. Again, right sides together. Like choking. Make sure the raw edges are together, and when you're going to sew this on, they're together, so that way you don't leave any gaps. So that hood is on. You can see attached to my neck area of my cape, and we're going to go ahead and sew that on. Again, I already did this part to my liner, so you'll be doing it to your liner as well as your outer. I already did it to my liner, so that's why I'm only doing my liner. My outer, sorry. Make sure that everything else is out of the way when you're sewing that hood on. You don't want to get anything else caught in there. Goodness. First I'm choking, now I'm sneezing. I'm falling apart. Okay. Look at this awesomeness. Oh, I feel like I gotta sneeze again. Ah! Okay, so it's all attached. You see that? My cape is basically done. If you're not lining it, this is a little secret. If you don't want to line it, you don't have to. You can just fold over and hem all the way around it. And that will be without lining it. It would still be your cape. It will be a lightweight cape. You can do that. Okay, but now, since I am lining it, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set my liner right side up on my mat. You see that? And then I'm going to put my outer right sides on top of it. So I'm putting it right on top of it, and we're matching all the seams together, all the things together, right sides together. So right side of my liner with the right side of my outer. We're going to match, here's the top of the hood. We match the seam of the top of the hood. And we're going to go down, all the way down the side of the hood to where it does that little like thing right here. We can match that. Match the seam where we attach the hood right here. So we literally are just matching right sides together, all the raw edges. Just going around the whole thing and attaching, pinning. Then we're gonna go around the side. This is this one side, all the way down. You know what's happening? Why I'm like having sneezes? So I got this fabric, this Hazy. I'm pretty sure I got it last year at the end of the season. And I wash my fabrics as soon as they come in, is when I wash them. But then I store them on my shelf, and I am allergic to dust. So you would think that because I am allergic to dust, I dust all the time, but I'm not the best. So like if something sits for a while, like if whatever clothes I wore for winter last year, I have to, even if they're in my closet, clean, whatever, I have to wash them before I wear them again. Because if they've been sitting, I start sneezing. So I think that's what's going on. So I'm going to have to wash this as soon as I'm done before I wear it. Because if not, it's going to make me sneeze. Anyway, okay. Now this is the back seam. So I'm matching that back seam together. I just cut off the tail of my serger. So literally we're just going around matching the raw edges, right sides together. Now, we are going to have to, once we are sewing this on, we're going to leave a 2-inch gap where we're going to turn this around. So, where I'm going to do it is I'm going to do it at the bottom because I don't want it to be somewhere where people are going to see, not that, you know, you're going to top stitch it, but still, I just want it to be somewhere where it's incognito. So, I'm going to do is right here at the bottom, I'm going to put 2 pins. What I do is I put 1 pin standing straight up, just like so. So it's standing. All the other pins are sideways. This one's standing up. And then my next one standing up next to it after my 2 inches. And that way when I'm sewing, I see those two pins. Sorry, I'm drawing blanks. I see those 2 pins standing up and I say, oh, I need to stop sewing right there. Leave it a gap. So I'm just going to keep going all the way around. Here's my other seam right here in the corner. Pin that. I'm going to go all the way around, and like I said, I'm going to sew, starting at one end, I'm going to sew all the raw edges together, leaving that 2-inch gap. I'm going to continue to do that, and I'm going to sew it together, and we are basically done. That's basically it. So let me do that, and then we'll come back and finish up this beautiful, beautiful cape. All right, So that was the end of it. Came to the circle right here. Well, not circle. To the gap, my 2-inch gap right here. So I went all the way around my cape and sewed it all together, right sides together. So all you see is the outer. So I'm gonna grab my, where is my area? Here it is. And through this hole, I'm gonna bring this whole cape through this hole carefully so you don't rip it, and turn it right side out. I'm gonna make sure that all my edges are out. My iron turned off. I'm gonna need that because I'm gonna steam it. Okay. If you're doing woven or whatever you're, even with this, if you want to go ahead after we turn it all the way around, you can top stitch all the way around the whole thing. If you want to do that, if that's the look you're going for, you can top stitch all the way around. Here it is. Let me make sure I poke all my sides out. Before you close it shut, you want to make sure you poke everything out so it's nice and smooth. Especially like this areas right here in the hood where it comes in. Right here where the button's gonna go. You want to make sure you pull that out. And actually, if you have a tool that will work better than a pencil, you can use that, but I don't have one right now with me, so I'm just pushing it out with the pencil, like making that corner sharper at those two edges. This one came out good. So that way when you are going to attach your button, it's nice and there's that sharp corner right there where it closes. See that right there? These right here? Look at this cape. All right, so now you're gonna go ahead and steam all around the whole thing. Okay, make sure whatever fabric you're using, you need to be very careful because some fabric can be, more delicate when it comes to steaming and ironing and all that stuff. So you wanna make sure that you follow whatever fabric you're using, follow its code when it comes to ironing or steaming. And then we're gonna go find, so you're steaming all the way around, you're gonna go find where the 2-inch gap you have in is. You're gonna fold it down, fold those raw edges into the cape, as you steam. I always like to have like the outer come as a border like so, but if you wanna just go all the way to the edge, that's fine, but I just like it to have like a little bit of a fold over right here, that way you can kind of see the other color a little bit. So I'm going to pin right there where my hole is. I'm going to pin that hole closed, and I'm going to top stitch right there. If you're top stitching the whole thing, then it doesn't matter, you don't have to top stitch right there, you just have to make sure that it's closed when you top stitch the whole around the whole thing. But since I'm not top stitching the whole thing, which I might change my mind, I might top stitch the whole thing later. Since I'm not, I just want to top stitch right there where I made that hole. So now it's nice and closed. So now you can go around the whole thing, finish steaming all the way around the cape, and it is pretty much finished. All you have to do now is our button. So here's my cape, here's my color right here. And you're gonna measure 1 inch from the top down. So we go 1 inch down and 1/2 inch over. And that is where we're gonna start our, our buttonhole. So you're gonna go ahead and do your buttonhole. And after you do your buttonhole, then you would place it right over and mark where your button will go, and that's where you put your button. I am actually not sure what I want to do. I have this little enclosure thing, so it's like, it just goes like this, so you just can enclose it in and out, so it's not a button. So this is really cool if you don't want to do a button. I don't like doing buttons. And so what I will do is I would sew it on to both sides. See, like that, like so. Can you see it? Okay. But I also have, so I have that dark one, but I also have this lighter one. I don't know which one would look better. This lighter one's like a pop of color. So it's like it goes in like it's a little button, but it's not really. So you just sew the two sides. That's an option. Pretty. I also have buttons, these two cute buttons. So I have this one that is like really cute too. And I have this like wooden looking one that's really cute too. And I still haven't made up my mind. There went the wooden one. I still haven't made up my mind what I want to do. So what I'll do is I'll probably put it on and model all of them, pin them, and then figure out which one I want to do. And when I decide, then I'll go ahead and attach it. But yeah, that's it. Here's my cape. Isn't it adorable? It is super soft. It is super cute. I love it. If you didn't want to do a button, you don't even have to do a button if you don't want to. And like I said, if you want to do something decorative like I have right here, this is perfect for the cape. And then you don't even have to do a button. But look at how cute this is. Adorable. I love it. Obviously, it doesn't match what I'm wearing today, but I love it. I hope you enjoyed this sew along. Please let me know if you have any questions about anything I did. Please comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel if you haven't, so you can never miss any of our sew-alongs. If you're not part of our Facebook or Instagram page, we'd love to have you come and join us so we can see everything you're making and you can see what everybody else is making. You can be inspired. I hope you have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you all next time. Bye!